Hello, everybody. Marbles here for another episode of Every Night a Trip, where I talk about the weird dreams that I have. I took quite a long break, but that's okay. I'm here. I have quite a bit to talk about, but it's not really gonna be about what I said it was gonna be about in the last episode, about sounds. It's just gonna be me rambling with a dream or two here and there. So yeah, welcome. I hope everyone has been doing well. I have, for the most part. I can't believe it's been like over a month since I made an episode, right? In March? I don't even remember. But I've been busy sleeping and stuff. Michael and we started collecting Pokemon cards because I went to visit my brother and he showed me his binder and I thought it looked so cool. And I told him if I can find a good binder, I will collect my own cards. And so Michael wasn't there. When I got back home, I told Michael about my brother's binder and he was like, okay, we can do that. And I was waiting to find a beautiful binder, but he just immediately bought these plain black binders. He bought labels and card sleeves. He's not a procrastinator. If he wants to do something, he does it. If I want to do something, it takes me a while to get into it. But yeah, since he kind of dragged me along for the ride, yeah, we've been going to stores. We've been garage selling. It's so funny because the first time we went garage selling specifically to find Pokemon cards, there was a huge neighborhood yard sale event. It was, I don't know, like 5, 6 different neighborhoods all in one area. And they had a huge community-wide yard sale event. So we went there and it was so funny because Michael and we needed rubber bands to hold the Pokemon cards together. And the first yard sale that we went to, there was a guy selling not much that we were interested, but there was a little box that I saw before we left. I looked in there and there was a bag full of rubber bands. He wanted $1 for it. I was like, oh, perfect. And then the next yard sale we went to, there was a lady. She had like these plastic containers. She said she got them at the Dollar Tree and they were like for crayons, but they're perfect for card. Michael got maybe 4 or 5 of those. And then the one we went afterwards, we weren't really gonna stop because, well, there was a blanket laid out on their grass and it was just full of books. And there was a table right at the front of the driveway and there were these 2 little kids. They were selling like lemonade or cookies or something. And so we were just like, it doesn't look like they have much. It's just kids stuff. We weren't gonna stop, but we ended up stopping. And apparently that little boy, he collects Pokemon cards and he had a whole bunch. So we got the rubber bands to tie them down. We got the containers for them. We got actual Pokemon cards. It was funny. It's such a strange coincidence. So we've been garage selling. We've been going around bookstores and anywhere they can really sell them. Michael is so much more organized than I am when it comes to that. He has it set up like by generation and numbers and all that. Mine is just organized by type and it's in alphabetical order too. It looks pretty, so whatever. That's how I like it. In addition to that, I have been watching and listening to a lot of news and political stuff. I really wasn't into politics before, but I just think that today we should all be more aware and care about the things that are going on around us. And that's really all I'm gonna say about that. I don't want to make this political. Just pay attention. What else? Michael and I have been watching shows like The Handmaid's Tale, which I read the book and I read Testaments. And Michael didn't read the book, but he's been watching it with me. And it's just so funny to see his disdain for June. He complains so much throughout the show about her. Like I have to pause it to hear him or just tell him to shh. Because I can't pay attention to him and the show. I want it to be over because I'm just ready to see what's gonna happen. And then The Last of Us, we've been watching The Last of Us, and there's so many reels out there of couples that watch it where someone in the relationship has played the video game and the other person has not. And so when they get to that specific episode, well, yeah, that's what happened. Because I only played a little bit of the game, the first game, because I got scared. I don't like things chasing me and yelling and just, it scares me. I don't like that. So yeah, I never went back to play anymore. So I didn't know what was gonna happen and I cried. I cried so much and I had to get into like my little detachment bubble, hide under my blanket and convince myself that everything was okay. Everything is okay. Everything and everyone is fine. I know there's lots of controversies about that show, but I'm enjoying it. Maybe because I didn't play the games. I just really hate having to wait for the new episodes to come out. I don't know how we used to do that back in the days. Just wait for like a week for new episodes. Especially when watching Dragon Ball, they would hype it up so much at the very end. That was the worst. Anyways, what else have I been doing? Not much. Sleeping. I'm old. My birthday was the other day. And oh yeah, that showed up in my dreams. There was one where I asked someone how old I looked, and they said 33. Someone else said that I looked 12 or something. Young, basically. And there was another one about my birthday. I don't remember. Oh, I'm so excited. There's this band called Visit Neptune. I learned about them last year or 2 years ago. I don't know, but they quickly went up to my number 2, honestly, after Kings of Leon. They don't have that much music out, but the ones that they do have out, I really love them, and they're finally coming to play in my state, so I can't wait. Other than that, I have 2 other concerts to go to. Alabama Shakes in July, I think. And then Shaky Knees. But yeah, speaking of concerts, the other night I dreamt that I went to go see Lady Gaga. And we were friends. She hugged me and talked to me. Then I went to her house and I was hanging out with her and her friends. It was cool. But that dream happened before I found out that Lady Gaga had a free concert in Brazil, was it? I don't know. But yeah, that would have been so dope to go to. But I saw someone online, they made a good point. They were like, imagine being at the front by the stage and then trying to get to your car and you have to wait for like a million people to leave in order for you to leave. Or imagine having to go to the bathroom and making your way back to your friends and family. I would have gotten lost. But yeah, anyway, sorry I'm all over the place, but I did say it was gonna be a rambling episode. Oh, the other night I dreamt that I was at my parents' house in my old bedroom. I heard something, it sounded like a cracking, like a creaking. Well, it turned out that the walls in my room were splitting apart, so there ended up being a big crack in the wall and I could see outside. So I looked outside and I saw that it was snowing. And then my mom came into my room. She got me. She was like, hey, have you looked outside? It's snowing. So I went and got a better look. And yeah, the ground was covered in snow. And I was just confused. I was like, what? Why is it snowing? It's May. Well, it didn't snow, but last Saturday it was cold. No one was really expecting it. I did go to my parents that weekend, and luckily I had packed an extra outfit. I had only packed 2 dresses because dresses are just so easy to pack, don't take up too much space. Something made me throw in jeans and a long sleeve shirt, and luckily I had like 1,000 jackets in my car, but I'm so glad I packed that because it was so cold. It's weird because Friday it was really hot. We were outside, we were sweating, and then just randomly, cold. This weather's so weird sometimes. Oh, and there was an earthquake too over the weekend in Tennessee. 4.1 magnitude. I didn't feel it, but my coworker says she did, and my aunt says she did, but someone said she feels every earthquake, so who knows. Anyway, what else can I ramble on about? I got to see my mom on Saturday for Mother's Day, but on Sunday I stayed home and I slept and I slept and I slept. Literally. I was only awake for like 4 hours or so that day. I had slept like at midnight or 1 a.m. Woke up like at 2 p.m. Waited for Michael. We got some pizza. We watched an hour of Wolf of Wall Street, which is a 3-hour movie, so yeah, we're gonna have to go back and finish that. We still haven't finished it. After that hour, I started falling asleep. I was like, I can't do this. I need to go back to sleep. And I did, from 6 to 9. And then I woke up and got some ice cream. And then I just went back to sleep. So I slept so much, but I think I needed that because Monday and Tuesday, I wasn't sleepy at all. Ooh. another sidetrack. So I hung out with a friend of mine that I hadn't seen in 10 years. We grew up together, but after high school, we just lost track of each other. I just knew that they moved to the other side of the country. Seeing them again was great. I felt like the friendship hadn't even skipped those 10 years. And then when they had to go back to their home, I cried and they cried. They told me that out of all the people they saw again on their visit back home, I seemed the happiest to see them. They didn't expect that. They didn't think that they left an impact on anyone. They thought when they left that everyone just forgot about them, that no one thought of them, that no one wondered how they were. But seeing me and seeing another mutual friend of ours, they realized, oh, well, I did matter to people. I did impact their lives way more than I thought I had. Their perception of themselves wasn't how other people perceived them. And it got me thinking about this podcast. Yeah, I'm mostly doing it for myself, but who knows? Maybe it's having more of an impact on someone else than I might think, even if it's just one person. And it can be someone now or someone that's watching in the future. Who knows? And even if I don't make weekly episodes, I'd still like to keep it going. I'm just so grateful that I got to see them again. And I hope it won't be another 10 years before that happens. But we decided we'd make like monthly meetings with other friends, other mutual friends. Just hang out at least through video so we can keep in touch. This is gonna be fun. Okay, what else? I have this guy that tells me about his dreams. His dreams, they're so funny and way more random than mine, like totally out there. The other day, he told me that he dreamt that he had to go to the bathroom at his old elementary school. When he finally found the bathrooms, Jack Black was there telling him that he couldn't use them. And then Jack Black, I guess, led him to these other bathrooms, which were dirty and crusty and just nasty. And when he was about to use the toilet, he found out that he couldn't undo his pants. And he was like, I tried, and I almost my pants. And then he woke up. And I asked him, well, did he have to go to the bathroom? And he said, yeah. I mentioned this because it's just random. And it's more random too that the other night I also dreamt that I was in school, but at my high school. And I also dreamt that I had to go to the bathroom. But I went to my class first so I could tell the teacher. And then she let me go, but she told me, be careful you don't get pantsed out there. So yeah, isn't that funny? We both had to go to the bathroom at our old schools where he couldn't take his pants off. Meanwhile, the teacher was warning me to not get pantsed. It was just weird because the bathroom was right across the hallway, so it wasn't even like a 30-second walk. Who would pants me in 30 seconds? But anyway, this is a short episode. Ramble, ramble, ramble. I don't have much to say. I hope y'all are doing well. Y'all stay safe and dry. There's lots of rainy weather around, but it's perfect for snoozing and watching movies like Wolf of Wall Street, which I have to go finish. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for listening. Be sure to catch me on my next episode. Bye.